Hi, I'm Jocelyn Olivier. Today, here at the Healis Neuro Rehab Center, we're going to show you what it looks like when you come in for a free half-hour assessment. Initially, you would have filled out some paperwork reporting on your background and what things had happened to your body and what your specific complaints are. So this is Ro, and Ro has actually some ongoing issues with her left hip. And so in the process of doing an assessment, I definitely want to focus in on what your complaint is. And I'm going to take a look at the movement patterns that are going on in the hip. And I notice when I pull on the left side that things feel a little different than when I pull on the right side. In fact, you can probably see the movement patterns that are going through the body that are not quite as elastic on the left side. So that gives me my place to start and tells me what I'm looking for. So I'm going to take a look at all the muscle functions related to the hip. Pull down on your heel right here, straight down. Good. And then lift your leg straight up. Hold that for me. Okay. So pulling down is easy and solid. And lifting up, hold this, is inhibited. Okay. And then pull your leg towards your other leg. So this is adduction. Pushing out to the side. This is abduction. Pulling your leg into the middle. Okay. So those functions are working. So of the 4 directions we checked, the only one that's weak is here going forward, which makes the leg feel heavy and hard to lift. Now there are 5 muscles in the front of the hip that are specific to flexion. So we can take our assessment and we can isolate down to individual muscles. Pull your knee toward your navel. Good. Pull your knee toward your navel. I'm doing it twice because the first time she successfully rolled her other hip forward and was able to make it look like it was stronger than it was. Pull your knee toward your navel, right? So we get to discover by repetition, because that tires a muscle out, unless it's strong, in which case it makes it stronger, that muscles are actually not as competent as we need them to be. Pull your knee toward your hip bone, hold that, okay? That one's a little off as well. Okay, now pull your knee toward your chin, match my pressure. That one's doing fine. Let's go ahead and pull toward your elbow, good? So we just test in a bunch of different directions. How about right here, hold your leg up for me and match my pressure. And that one could be stronger. I'm not going to push it all the way down because it's going to collapse. So, and one more thing, push up and out to the side. Okay, so of the 5 hip flexors, 2 of them are working and 3 of them are not. Let me see. I want to also take a look at the external rotators. Turn your knee out. Good. And now pull your knee across to the opposite side. So pull your knee across to the opposite side. And that one's all right. It gets better with exercise. Press your knee out to the side. So internal and external rotation are actually doing fine. It looks like the major problem is extensors being tight and the flexors being weak. And there's a number of flexors that aren't working properly. So this is something that I would be able to then take a look and see if there's any effects on the other leg from the tensions in this leg. Pull down on your heel, good. And then I can go to the other leg and say, okay, go to lift up on this leg. Okay, good. Pull down on this leg, good. Pull your leg toward your other leg, good. Out to the side, and this one actually looks fine. Part of an assessment process might include the need to look at a deeper level of coordination. In fact, if someone's been through an accident or an injury, bring your knees up for me, please. There can be damages to the operating system underneath the actual coordination patterns that go on specific to the muscle functions of a specific joint. So turning your knees to the left side here, hold for me, good. Turning your knees to the right side, good. Turning your knees to the left side and hold, okay, good, and let go, good. And turn your knees to the right, keep them together and hold, okay, and let go. Turn your knees to the left and hold, good, and keep breathing the whole time. So as you breathe out, turn to the left, good, and turn to the right. And so as I repeat this, going back and forth, there's a slight inhibition on the right side. Ro's actually doing very well with respect to contralateral coordination, but but even slight inhibitions in the muscle coordination patterns are apparent through this kind of muscle testing assessment. Turn to the left, good, and keep breathing, and turn to the right. One of our strategies when we're not feeling really competent is to hold our breath and put some extra effort into it. Turn to the left, good. Excellent. Okay. Now let me check the eye tracking part of this. Match my pressure here. Focus your eyes and match my pressure. And look over here to the left side and breathe. And match my pressure. And look over here to the right side and breathe. And match my pressure. Look over here to the left and breathe. And match my pressure. So only when we look to the left and only when we turn to the right. Those are the only things that we see that are not working in the contralateral system. Frequently, in an assessment, we might see even more dramatic results. So when you come in for an assessment, if you do have a contralateral coordination issue, a tracking problem that involves your contralateral system, we'll introduce you to brain buttons. And already on our blog, you'll be able to see how would you accomplish doing brain buttons for yourself. Brain buttons is our antidote for problems with the contralateral system. And we always like to send our clients out after an assessment with some self-help tool that didn't cost them anything, that they can take away as a gift, as a self-help tool, because everybody on the planet needs to know brain buttons. None of us live our lives free of stress. So just having done this little correction pattern, it will be interesting to see if this affects the coordination pattern that we were observing in Rose's left hip. So let's relook at the situation. First I'm going to relook at the contralateral problem. Turn your knee to the right side, very good. Turn your knee to the left and hold, good. Turn your knee to the right, hold them both, good. That feels much more solid to me. And hold your arm up for me, match my pressure. We'll just recheck the eyes, good. Look over here to the left side, good. Look over here to the right, look over here to the left, good. We can move very quickly now because the body is awake and well coordinated. And we're going to look at whether or not there was a relationship between the coordination issues with the hip and the stress issues that had undone the contralateral coordination of a deeper level of instruction. So here's pulling down, which was good before. Good. Lift your leg up to the ceiling and hold that. That's already better. Pulling down to the floor. Good. Lifting up to the ceiling. And then let me just check all the details. Pull your knee toward your navel here. Hold this. This muscle is still inhibited. Pull your knee toward your hip bone. This one is also still a little bit inhibited. Pull your knee toward your chin. This was good before and it's still good now. Stretch out. Turn out. Hold your leg up for me and match my pressure. The psoas is doing better. Okay. Pull your knee toward your elbow, which was fine before. And let's see, one more thing. This was also fine before. Push out to the side. Okay, so we have two muscles in the hip that aren't working well. So now we get down to the details of what it takes to correct a neuromuscular problem, which is not something we do in an assessment. We simply tell you what the findings are and what we think it would take to correct such a problem. And this is a very minor problem and could be easily corrected by a very little bit of work. So we encourage you to come in and have an assessment done for any problems that you might have. We're most interested in helping people who have specific problems that have been bothering them for quite a period of time or who have a recent injury. So if your situation answers either of those descriptions, please feel free to give our front desk a call. The number to call would be 415-388-9945. And we'll set you up with an opportunity to have an evaluation done on your body. Thank you.